Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Czech ebook before it's gone. Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. Today, we'll learn conversational phrases about occupations. After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about your job and ask what somebody does for a living. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your occupation PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Co děláte? Jsem umělec.
Listen to it again, now with the English translation.
Co děláte?
What do you do?
Jsem umělec.
I'm an artist. First of all, you need to learn how to say, what do you do? That's.
Co děláte?
Listen to it again.
Co děláte? Co děláte?
Now, how do you answer this question? This is the pattern you'll need.
Jsem.
Your occupation. I'm an, your occupation. For example, I'm an artist.
Jsem umělec. Jsem umělec.
Here are a few more professions you can use with the same pattern. Police officer.
Policista. Policista.
Policistka. Policistka.
Teacher.
Učitel. Učitel.
Učitelka. Učitelka.
Doctor.
Lékař. Lékař.
Lékařka. Lékařka.
Engineer.
Inženýr. Inženýr.
Inženýrka. Inženýrka.
Now, listen to some examples.
Co děláte? Jsem učitel. Co děláte? Jsem lékař. Co děláte? Jsem inženýr.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, what do you do?
Co děláte?
Imagine you're a doctor. Do you remember how to say, doctor?
Lékař. Lékař.
Say, I'm a doctor.
Jsem lékař.
Now answer the question saying that you are a doctor.
Co děláte? Jsem lékař.
Now, imagine you're a teacher. Do you remember how to say teacher?
Učitel. Učitel.
Say, I'm a teacher.
Jsem učitel.
Now, answer the question saying that you are a teacher.
Co děláte? Jsem učitel.
Now, imagine you're an engineer. Do you remember how to say engineer?
Inženýr. Inženýr.
Say, I'm an engineer.
Jsem inženýr.
Now, answer the question saying that you are an engineer.
Co děláte? Jsem inženýr.
Hey everyone, Alicia here. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, how's your mother? After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about well-being and ask how someone is doing. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Conversation About Family Well-Being PDF cheat sheet for free. Now let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Jak se má tvoje matka? Je jí dobře.
Once more with the English translation.
Jak se má tvoje matka?
How's your mother?
Je jí dobře.
She's fine. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, how's your mother? That's,
Jak se má tvoje matka?
listen to it again.
Jak se má tvoje matka? Jak se má tvoje matka?
This Czech sentence literally means, how does herself your mother? But it translates as, how is your mother in English? Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
Je jí
state of well-being. This Czech sentence literally means is state of well-being. We omit the article she, but it translates as she is state of well-being. For example, she's fine.
je jí dobře. Je jí dobře.
Here are a few expressions related to well-being that you can use with this pattern. Great,
Skvěle. Skvěle.
fine,
Dobře. Dobře.
so-so,
Jakž takž. Jakž takž.
not good,
Špatně. Špatně.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Jak se má tvoje matka? Je jí skvěle. Jak se má tvoje matka? Je jí jakž takž. Jak se má tvoje matka? Je jí špatně.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, how's your mother?
Jak se má tvoje matka?
Imagine she's great. Do you remember how to say great?
Skvěle. Skvěle.
Say, she's great.
Je jí skvěle.
Now, answer the question saying she's great.
Jak se má tvoje matka? Je jí skvěle.
Now imagine she's so-so. Do you remember how to say so-so?
Jakž takž. Jakž takž.
Say, she's so-so.
Je jí jakž takž.
Now, answer the question saying she's so-so.
Jak se má tvoje matka? Je jí jakž takž.
Now imagine she's not good. Do you remember how to say not good?
Špatně. Špatně.
Say, she's not good.
Je jí špatně.
Now, answer the question saying she's not good.
Jak se má tvoje matka? Je jí špatně.
Most people who learn a foreign language learn it so that they can one day have real-life conversations with native speakers. When you start out learning and crack open your first textbook or listen to your first podcast, having a real conversation can feel like a fantasy. When everything about a language feels new, it can be overwhelming. But this couldn't be further from the truth. While it does take a significant amount of time and effort to become fluent, having a conversation might not be as far off as you think. In this video, we'll look at 3 ways you can boost your conversational skills and start talking to native speakers. Number 1, find native speakers and practice with them. It's unlikely you live near a big group of native speakers to practice with. If you happen to be in a major or international city, your chances may be better. Check and see if your city has a general language exchange. Chances are there could be a native speaker there who is also trying to learn another language. Practicing in person with a native speaker is probably the most interesting option for honing your speaking skills. But if you can't find anyone where you live, the next best option is to look online. Luckily for language learners, the past 10 years or so have seen an explosion in online language exchange sites. On these websites, you can search for someone who is a native speaker of your target language and is also learning your native language. The idea behind a language exchange is that you communicate with them via video or text chat, and half of the time, they help you practice your target language. And for the other half, you help them practice theirs. Practicing via an online language exchange is a highly effective way to practice your conversational skills. Number 2, work on pronunciation. Pronunciation is often an overlooked skill when it comes to learning a foreign language. Most people think of a good foreign accent as a luxury rather than a necessity. But what most people don't talk about is how having a good accent boosts your listening and comprehension skills. If you can hear a sound from a foreign language and know how to make it yourself, then you're more likely to understand native speakers when they talk at normal speed, and you're also more likely to remember any new words or phrases you come across. Having a good accent means that the language no longer sounds foreign. Instead, it sounds familiar, maybe even natural. So how do you go about perfecting your accent? The best way is to break down the language into its individual sounds. Make note of any sounds that are the same or similar to your native language and of those that are different. Of the sounds that are different, spend your time practicing the ones that you find the hardest to say correctly. After you're comfortable with the individual sounds, you can start linking together words and phrases. This is where accent practice starts to get really fun and interesting. Get your hands on some native speaker audio from a TV show, song, or podcast. Play the audio back and listen closely a few times. Take note of how words blend together in speech. Then, do your best to imitate what you hear, trying to match the speaker's emphasis and intonation. Our language learning program's playback feature is perfect for this. Record yourself and compare it to the original recording. Rinse and repeat until you're comfortable with the audio selection, and then move on to something more difficult. This is how you can break through the accent barrier and really start to make the language your own. Number 3, learn phrases, not just individual words. Learning grammar and individual words is great, but it's not the only approach you should take if you want to speak fluently. In addition to your regular grammar and vocabulary, try learning whole phrases, even if you aren't totally sure how they work grammatically. Learn phrases that are specific to your needs. It's a good idea to learn phrases that are grouped around a certain setting or subject, such as simple greetings or introductions, questions for getting to know someone, or traveling comfortably. You can even learn filler phrases, which you can use so that you have something to say when, well, you don't know what to say. Learning phrases like this will help you become conversational faster. You may not understand what you're saying literally, but as long as you know the general meaning behind the phrase and know when to use it, you'll be able to talk like a native. Eventually, your knowledge of grammar and vocabulary should catch up with the phrases you know. Learning a new language should feel like an adventure. There will be plateaus and periods in your learning where it feels like you're hitting a wall, but being able to speak with native speakers and have real conversations will help you combat language fatigue. After all, talking to someone face-to-face in a foreign language is one of the main reasons we start learning in the first place. And for even more ways to gain conversation skills, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description. Hey everyone, Alicia here. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, what's the matter? After watching this video, you'll be able to make complaints and ask someone else if they're having any issues. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Making Complaints PDF cheat sheet for free. Now let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Je všechno v pořádku?
V kanceláři je horko.
Once more with the English translation.
Je všechno v pořádku?
What's the matter?
V kanceláři je horko.
The office is hot. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, what's the matter? That's,
Je všechno v pořádku?
listen to it again.
Je všechno v pořádku? Je všechno v pořádku?
This Czech sentence literally translates into, is everything all right? But it means, what's the matter in English? Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
V kanceláři je.
adjective. This Czech sentence literally translates into, in the office is adjective, but it means the office is adjective in English. For example, the office is hot.
V kanceláři je horko. V kanceláři je horko.
Here are a few more examples you can use with the same pattern to make complaints. Hot,
Horko. Horko.
cold,
Zima. Zima.
noisy,
Hluk. Hluk.
dirty,
Špína. Špína.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Je všechno v pořádku?
V kanceláři je zima.
Je všechno v pořádku?
V kanceláři je hluk.
Je všechno v pořádku?
V kanceláři je špína.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, "What's the matter?"
Je všechno v pořádku?
Imagine the office is cold. Do you remember how to say cold?
Zima. Zima.
Say, the office is cold.
V kanceláři je zima.
Now answer the question saying the office is cold.
Je všechno v pořádku?
V kanceláři je zima.
Now imagine the office is noisy. Do you remember how to say noisy?
Hluk. Hluk.
Say, the office is noisy.
V kanceláři je hluk.
Now, answer the question saying the office is noisy.
Je všechno v pořádku?
V kanceláři je hluk.
Now imagine the office is dirty. Do you remember how to say dirty?
Špína. Špína.
Say, the office is dirty.
V kanceláři je špína.
Now answer the question, saying the office is dirty.
Je všechno v pořádku?
V kanceláři je špína.
You've studied for a while and are ready to talk to people and practice what you've learned. But where do you start? Starting a conversation in a new language can seem a bit intimidating. How do you just jump into it? In this video, we'll look at 5 ways to start conversations. Number 1, introduce yourself in your target language. This is usually one of the first things you learn when you start studying a new language. And sometimes, starting a conversation, or continuing one, is as simple as introducing yourself. Number 2, talking about the weather. This is a universal talking point. People talk about the weather all over the world. And just saying, "It's really nice today," is enough to start a conversation. A great way to practice your weather conversation skills is to check out our Can-Do lesson pathway. This series of lessons teaches you how to talk about the weather in your target language. Number 3, give compliments. Compliments are a great way to start a conversation. You can compliment something about your conversation partner's city, country, or something specific to them personally. "Hey, your bag is super cute," or "That ice cream looks delicious." These kinds of compliments can lead to further conversation about what you complimented. In this case, it could be fashion or a local restaurant. This is a great way to make quick connections with people. Number 4, ask for help. For example, you can ask for directions, ask about prices, or request recommendations for restaurants or shopping spots, and let the conversation go from there. People are usually happy to lend a helping hand to tourists who are visiting their city. Number 5, learn phrases for transactions. This can include getting a room at a hotel or telling a taxi driver where to go. When you're traveling overseas, you'll need to talk to other people in your target language. And while this might be a bit scary at first, you'll find that the people you meet are just happy that you're trying to communicate with them. So get started talking in your target language now. For even more tips on how to start conversations, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, you'll learn conversational phrases to ask and answer the question, how do you say this? After watching this video, you'll be able to ask someone how a word is pronounced. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your How to Say Something PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Jak se to řekne?
To je parkoviště.
Once more with the English translation.
Jak se to řekne?
How do you say this?
To je parkoviště.
It's parking lot. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, how do you say this? That's,
Jak se to řekne?
listen to it again.
Jak se to řekne? Jak se to řekne?
Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
To je,
word. It's word. For example, it's parking lot.
to je parkoviště. To je parkoviště.
Here are a few useful words you can use with the same pattern. Parking lot,
Parkoviště. Parkoviště.
giraffe,
Žirafa. Žirafa.
travel,
Cesta. Cesta.
invasion,
Invaze. Invaze.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Jak se to řekne?
To je žirafa.
Jak se to řekne?
To je cesta.
Jak se to řekne?
To je invaze.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, how do you say this?
Jak se to řekne?
Imagine it's the word giraffe. Do you remember how to say giraffe?
Žirafa. Žirafa.
Say, it's giraffe.
To je žirafa.
Now answer the question saying, it's giraffe.
Jak se to řekne?
To je žirafa.
Now imagine the word is travel. Do you remember how to say travel?
Cesta. Cesta.
Say, it's travel.
To je cesta.
Now, answer the question saying it's travel.
Jak se to řekne?
To je cesta.
Now imagine the word is invasion. Do you remember how to say invasion?
Invaze. Invaze.
Say, it's invasion.
To je invaze.
Now answer the question saying, it's invasion.
Jak se to řekne?
To je invaze.
Want to speak your target language with confidence and impress native speakers? When learning to speak a new language, you have lots of things to think about, including grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. Because you're thinking of all of these things and trying to speak, it can be difficult to communicate with confidence, especially in the beginning. This is why it's helpful to make confidence-building exercises part of your language learning process. In this video, you'll learn 7 ways to boost your confidence. 1. Read out loud. This might seem pretty basic, but it's a great way to practice speaking. Reading aloud lets you practice speaking without having to think about grammar or things to talk about. Reading out loud lets you focus on your pronunciation and the rhythm of the language. It can help you learn to speak more smoothly and quickly, without even thinking about it. If you're using our lessons, read the dialogue out loud as you listen. You can read along with the dialogue tool, the lesson notes, or the transcript. 2. Read like a child. This might sound strange, but think about children learning to read. They go slow and sound everything out. Maybe it takes 2 or 3 tries before they read a new word smoothly, and a few more tries before they can read it at a natural pace. This example applies to language learning too. If you find a complex sentence in something you're reading, read it slowly at first, then speed up. With practice, you'll be able to say it easily. It might feel a bit silly to speak very slowly, but this kind of practice can help you identify tough sounds you might miss or say incorrectly when reading quickly. 3. Use the dialogue breakdown tool. If you're using our site, this is a great tool to take advantage of. It breaks down lesson conversations into individual lines. You can listen to the audio for each line, learn what each line means, and can reread and review as much as you want. 4. Use the voice recorder to record and compare yourself with native speakers. Just click on the microphone icon next to each line in the dialogue section. You can use this tool to perfect your pronunciation if you like, but this is also something you can use to work on speaking with confidence at native level speed. You'll find this tool in the dialogue section of all of our lessons. 5. Repeat and review old lesson conversations. Reviewing what you've studied in the past is the best way to make sure you maintain what you've learned. Go back to older lessons, download the lesson dialogue tracks, and re-listen to the conversations again and again. Or you can reread the dialogue lines from previous lessons until you've mastered them all. 6. Shadow conversations. Repeat what you hear out loud. This tactic is important, but it can be tricky when you're doing a brand new lesson. If you're reviewing dialogues from lessons you've done though, it's super easy to do. Just listen to the dialogue and repeat what you hear. Shadowing means mimicking the speaker as soon as they speak, following their intonation and rhythms as closely as possible. 7. Send recordings to your Premium Plus teacher. If you want to speak with confidence, there's no better confidence boost than feedback from a native speaker, and you get just that with a Premium Plus teacher. You can record yourself reciting a lesson dialogue or any dialogue of your own, and your teacher will give you specific tips on how to improve. From the tips your teacher gives you, choose at least one and practice, practice, practice. Being able to react quickly and with confidence in a conversation is typically not something you can do on your first try, but if you continue practicing, you'll gradually find yourself speaking with ease. And for even more ways to build your speaking confidence, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, what's your favorite number? After watching this video, you'll be able to say many numbers and ask someone their favorite number. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Talking About Numbers PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Jaké je tvoje oblíbené číslo? Je to 7.
Once more with the English translation.
Jaké je tvoje oblíbené číslo?
What's your favorite number?
Je to 7.
It's 7. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, what's your favorite number? That's,
Jaké je tvoje oblíbené číslo?
listen to it again.
Jaké je tvoje oblíbené číslo? Jaké je tvoje oblíbené číslo?
Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
Je to,
number. It's number. For example, it's 7.
je to 7. Je to 7.
Here are a few more numbers you can use with the same pattern. 7,
7. 7.
2,
2. 2.
4,
4. 4.
9,
9. 9.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Jaké je tvoje oblíbené číslo? Je to 2. Jaké je tvoje oblíbené číslo? Je to 4. Jaké je tvoje oblíbené číslo? Je to 9.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, what's your favorite number?
Jaké je tvoje oblíbené číslo?
Imagine it's 2. Do you remember how to say 2?
2. 2.
Say, it's 2.
Je to 2.
Now answer the question saying, it's 2.
Jaké je tvoje oblíbené číslo? Je to 2.
Now imagine it's 4. Do you remember how to say 4?
4. 4.
Say, it's 4.
Je to 4.
Now, answer the question by saying, it's 4.
Jaké je tvoje oblíbené číslo? Je to 4.
Now, imagine it's 9. Do you remember how to say 9?
9. 9.
Say, it's 9.
Je to 9.
Now, answer the question saying, it's 9.
Jaké je tvoje oblíbené číslo? Je to 9.
Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, what kind of movies do you like? After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about movies and ask other people about their favorite kinds of movies. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Talking About Movies and TV PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Jaké filmy se ti líbí?
Mám rád horory.
Once more with the English translation.
Jaké filmy se ti líbí?
What kind of movies do you like?
Mám rád horory.
I like horror. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, what kind of movies do you like? That's,
Jaké filmy se ti líbí?
listen to it again.
Jaké filmy se ti líbí? Jaké filmy se ti líbí?
Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
Mám rád.
type of movie. I like type of movie. For example, I like horror.
Mám rád horory. Mám rád horory.
Here are a few more kinds of movies you can use with the same pattern to talk about movies. Horror,
Horory. Horory.
comedy,
Komedie. Komedie.
fantasy,
Fantasy. Fantasy.
romance,
Romantické filmy. Romantické filmy.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Jaké filmy se ti líbí?
Mám rád komedie.
Jaké filmy se ti líbí?
Mám rád fantasy.
Jaké filmy se ti líbí?
Mám rád romantické filmy.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, what kind of movies do you like?
Jaké filmy se ti líbí?
Imagine you like comedies. Do you remember how to say comedy?
Komedie. Komedie.
Say, I like comedy.
Mám rád komedie.
Now answer the question saying that you like comedies.
Jaké filmy se ti líbí?
Mám rád komedie.
Now imagine that you like fantasy movies. Do you remember how to say fantasy?
fantasy, fantasy.
Say, I like fantasy.
Mám rád fantasy.
Now, answer the question saying you like fantasy movies.
Jaké filmy se ti líbí?
Mám rád fantasy.
Now imagine you like romantic movies. Do you remember how to say romantic?
Romantické filmy. Romantické filmy.
Say, I like romance.
Mám rád romantické filmy.
Now answer the question saying you like romantic movies.
Jaké filmy se ti líbí?
Mám rád romantické filmy.
Want to speak real Czech from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at czechclass101.com.
Want to speak and understand more of your target language? If so, of course, you'll need to know more words and phrases than you do now. In this video, we'll cover 5 ways to master new words and phrases fast. Number 1, use our free vocabulary list. This is a free library of vocabulary and phrase lessons for all kinds of situations. You can learn words and phrases for current events, holidays like Halloween and Thanksgiving, and useful topics like the top 10 ways to say hello, conversational phrases, and more. You'll learn phrases that you won't find in textbooks. If you want to learn extra fast, use the slideshow tool. Just tap or click on View Slideshow, then sit back and review the words and phrases. Find the vocabulary list in the vocabulary drop-down menu on the site. These vocabulary lists are free for all users. Number 2, take the audio and video lessons. One of the best ways to learn new words is by hearing and using them in conversations. This is because it gives you the opportunity to understand how the words are actually used. In every lesson dialogue, you'll likely come across some words you don't know. But don't worry, because our teachers translate everything. When you hear the conversation again at the end of the lesson, you'll be familiar with the words you didn't know at first. Number 3, learn with our 2,000 most common words list. A quick question. How many words do you think you need for conversational fluency? 3,000? 5,000? It's actually not as many as you think. Language experts say you need about 1,500 words to reach conversational fluency. With our 2,000 most common words list, you'll get access to key vocabulary words you need to boost your conversation skills. The words are broken down into simple categories, such as adjectives, nouns, verbs, food, drinks, numbers, months, and so on. So you can go category by category and focus on what you're most interested in first. With this tip, we're not talking about paper flashcards. We're talking about the smart flashcards that you can find in our premium study tools. This is an automatic system individualized for each member based on their study needs. First, you'll use the cards to check your knowledge. Then, according to your answers, the cards will be sorted according to which words you need more practice with. Words that you struggle with will be shown to you more and more. You'll see words that you know well less often. This system helps you study more efficiently. It displays the words you need to work on and knows when you should refresh your knowledge. This helps make sure you don't forget vocabulary. In every study session, these cards will help you refresh your memory on the words you learned last time and introduce new words. Number 5, use the words. After you learn a new word, using it right away is crucial to remembering it. So, when you're done with a lesson or a vocab list, here's something you can do. Leave a comment. Make up a sample sentence and post it in the comment section. Write it down in a notebook, or shadow the word with a lessons dialogue. Our language learning program is full of tools that can help you speak more. Just pick one and get started. If you want to unlock all of these study tools, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, you'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, what are you doing during the holiday? After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about your holiday plans. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your National Holidays PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Co budeš dělat v den osvobození?
Chystám se jít na pláž.
Once more with the English translation.
Co budeš dělat v den osvobození?
What are you doing for Liberation Day?
Chystám se jít na pláž.
I'm planning to go to the beach. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, what are you doing for Liberation Day? That's,
Co budeš dělat v den osvobození?
this day celebrates the liberation from German occupation in 1945. Listen to it again.
Co budeš dělat v den osvobození? Co budeš dělat v den osvobození?
This Czech sentence literally translates as, what will you do in Liberation Day? But it means, what are you doing for Liberation Day? Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is,
Chystám se.
plan. This Czech sentence literally translates as, I am preparing myself, plan. But it means, I'm planning to plan. For example, I'm planning to go to the beach.
Chystám se jít na pláž. Chystám se jít na pláž.
Here are a few more phrases you can use with the same pattern to talk about your plans. Go to the beach.
Jít na pláž. Jít na pláž.
Travel.
Cestovat. Cestovat.
Stay home.
Být doma. Být doma.
Go to the movies.
Do kina. Do kina.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat, or speak along with the native speakers.
Co budeš dělat v den osvobození? Chystám se cestovat. Co budeš dělat v den osvobození? Chystám se být doma. Co budeš dělat v den osvobození? Chystám se do kina.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, what are you doing for Liberation Day?
Co budeš dělat v den osvobození?
Imagine you're planning to travel. Do you remember how to say travel?
Cestovat. Cestovat.
Say, I'm planning to travel.
Chystám se cestovat.
Now, answer the question saying you're planning to travel.
Co budeš dělat v den osvobození? Chystám se cestovat.
Now, imagine you're planning to stay home. Do you remember how to say, stay home?
Být doma. Být doma.
Say, I'm planning to stay home.
Chystám se být doma.
Now, answer the question saying you're planning to stay home.
Co budeš dělat v den osvobození? Chystám se být doma.
Now imagine you're planning to go to the movies. Do you remember how to say, go to the movies?
Do kina. Do kina.
Say, I'm planning to go to the movies.
Chystám se do kina.
Now, answer the question saying you're planning to go to the movies.
Co budeš dělat v den osvobození? Chystám se do kina.
Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, you'll learn conversational phrases to use when talking on the phone. After watching this video, you'll be able to ask for someone on the phone and to put someone on hold. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Making a Phone Call PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Halo, chtěl bych mluvit s vedoucím.
Samozřejmě, okamžik prosím.
Once more with the English translation.
Halo, chtěl bych mluvit s vedoucím.
Hello, I'd like to speak with the person in charge.
Samozřejmě, okamžik prosím.
Okay, just a moment. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say hello on the phone. That's
Halo. Halo.
Then you'll need to learn how to say, I'd like to speak with person. The pattern is
Chtěl bych mluvit s.
person. This Czech sentence literally translates as, I would want to speak with person, but it means, I'd like to speak with person. For example, hello, I'd like to speak with the person in charge.
Halo. Chtěl bych mluvit s vedoucím. Halo. Chtěl bych mluvit s vedoucím.
Now, how do you answer this question?
Samozřejmě, okamžik prosím.
Okay, just a moment. Listen to it again.
Samozřejmě, okamžik prosím. Samozřejmě, okamžik prosím.
This Czech sentence literally translates as, of course, moment please, but it means, okay, just a moment. Here are a few more phrases you can use with the same pattern to talk on the phone. The person in charge.
Vedoucí. Vedoucí.
A sales representative.
Obchodní zástupce. Obchodní zástupce.
The manager.
Manažer. Manažer.
Customer service.
Služba zákazníkům. Služba zákazníkům.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Chtěl bych mluvit s obchodním zástupcem.
Samozřejmě, okamžik prosím.
Chtěl bych mluvit s vedoucím.
Samozřejmě, okamžik prosím.
Chtěl bych mluvit s někým ze zákaznického servisu.
Samozřejmě, okamžik prosím.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, I'd like to speak with person?
Chtěl bych mluvit s...
Person. And how do you answer it?
Samozřejmě, okamžik prosím.
Imagine you want to talk to a sales representative. Do you remember how to say, a sales representative?
Obchodní zástupce. Obchodní zástupce.
Say, I'd like to speak with a sales representative.
Chtěl bych mluvit s obchodním zástupcem.
Now say you want to talk to a sales representative and answer it.
Chtěl bych mluvit s obchodním zástupcem.
Samozřejmě, okamžik prosím.
Now, imagine you want to talk to the manager. Do you remember how to say, the manager?
Manažer. Manažer.
Say, I'd like to speak with the manager.
Chtěl bych mluvit s vedoucím.
Now say you want to talk to the manager and answer it.
Chtěl bych mluvit s vedoucím.
Samozřejmě, okamžik prosím.
Now imagine you want to talk to customer service. Do you remember how to say customer service?
Služba zákazníkům. Služba zákazníkům.
Say, I'd like to speak with customer service.
Chtěl bych mluvit s někým ze zákaznického servisu.
Now say you want to talk to customer service and answer it.
Chtěl bych mluvit s někým ze zákaznického servisu.
Samozřejmě, okamžik prosím.
Want to speak real Czech from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at czechclass101.com.
When learning a new language, everyone should have an ultimate goal to work towards. Whether you want to be able to connect with a relative, easily order food while traveling, or go somewhere new, having an end goal for your learning can be very motivating. A popular but challenging goal is being able to speak like a native speaker. It's difficult to measure exactly when you reach this goal, and it's not something you can pick up using textbooks alone. So how do you work on making your speech more natural? That's what we're going to look at today. Here are 3 tips to help you practice talking like a native speaker. Number 1, focus on vocabulary. If your goal is to speak like a native, you might be really focused on speaking quickly or using as many complex grammar patterns as possible. But in our native languages, we're not always trying to speak as fast as possible, and we use complex grammar patterns when necessary, not to show off. Vocabulary, however, is extremely important to expressing ourselves naturally. Your choice of words can reveal a lot about you and your understanding of the language. Most learners have had the experience of using a phrasebook or a dictionary to find a word they want to use, trying the word in conversation, and getting a look of confusion from the native speaker. In some cases, although your word choice may be grammatically correct, the word may be inappropriate for the situation or totally unnatural. This is especially important in business and other formal situations, where the right level of formality and professionalism is key. Being able to understand nuances in vocabulary words can also help you understand relationships between people just by listening to the conversation. Try to listen to many different types of conversations. Listen to how people talk to their friends, their superiors, and in customer service situations. This will give you a better idea of how to talk to others naturally. In some languages, you can omit words from sentences or use more direct communication styles. It's important to be aware of these things so you can apply them yourself. Colloquialisms and slang are also commonly used in most languages. As this sort of vocabulary is always evolving, it can be difficult to keep up with the latest words. Talk with native speakers and consume media in your target language to make sure you pick up these kinds of expressions. Media is a great resource for your learning. Ultimately, knowing the appropriate vocabulary to use for each situation will really help you sound more knowledgeable. Number 2, perfect your accent. With every language, there are unique pronunciation and intonation challenges. Some languages are tonal languages, and a change in pitch can completely change the meaning of a word. Then there's the fact that most countries have multiple dialects, and so people from one area of the country may sound different from those in another. So what is the best way to listen to a wide range of accents and different pronunciations? Video and audio resources are a great way to do this. YouTube is a perfect place to start because people from all kinds of different backgrounds upload videos to the platform. You can watch educational videos, daily life vlogs, cooking shows, a travel series, whatever interests you. Pay attention to the different ways people speak. Everyone is unique. And then practice speaking like them. This kind of practice can help you sound more natural. One note, please be aware of the type of resources you're using. For example, if you find a video where a speaker uses a rare dialect, it might not be a good idea to use that for your pronunciation practice, unless you have a special reason for studying a specific accent. As a general rule, it's best to try to search for practice resources that use a standard form of the language you're studying. Number 3, copy what you hear. Do you remember how you learned to speak as a child? We rarely learned new words just listening to them, or reading after we learned how. When we were little kids, we imitated the sounds we heard by repeating the sounds out loud. While you're talking to a friend, watching videos, or listening to audio in your target language, you can do this to try and replicate the way they speak. Doing this will help you work on mastering the flow of the language, your accent, intonation, and pronunciation. Of course, you might also pick up some new vocabulary this way. Make sure to repeat new words often. It's a great way to make sure you remember them. Try doing this using a number of different mediums and sources. That way, you'll be exposed to the diversity that the language offers and master the fundamentals of pronunciation. For example, you can watch and imitate several different YouTube videos and audio CDs, but try a few different sources, like different creators or different audio types, to make sure you experience a wide range of communication in your target language. If you're using our language learning program, you can even get your own teacher with Premium Plus. Your teacher can answer questions, give assignments, and even listen to your recordings and give you advice on pronunciation. Completing these kinds of lessons with a native teacher can really boost your confidence in your speaking skills. Becoming able to speak like a native is a popular goal for many people learning a new language. It feels great to be able to communicate smoothly, especially when the people you're talking to expect basic level sentences or broken communication. Try using the tips we've shared in this video to work on improving your speaking skills. Of course, it'll take time and persistence, but the reward will be more natural communication. And for even more tips on speaking, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Want to speak real Czech from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at CzechClass101.com.
When learning a new language, we sometimes have a hard time with things like procrastination, discouragement, or failure. But don't panic. With a good strategy, you'll be able to overcome these difficulties. Are you ready to discover the 4 habits of successful learners? Number 1, optimize your time. When learning a language, it's important to dedicate time to your studies regularly, even if sometimes it's difficult. You're busy with school, work, family, or friends, but you can spread out your learning throughout the day. Study whenever you have small gaps of time in your busy schedule. This can be when you're on the metro, on your lunch break, or while you're exercising. Our podcast learning format fits perfectly into your tight schedule. Number 2, consistency with your chosen method. There are a lot of options when it comes to courses and learning materials. Switching from one method to another can confuse you and disrupt your progress. Focusing on one learning method will make a difference. Our method has been created and optimized by real teachers, so you can stick to it with confidence. Number 3, use your language background. Many languages share some commonalities. You can find words that look or sound similar, or even share the same grammar structure. A little bit of language background will give you an edge while learning. Number 4, study continuously. People are excited when they start learning a new language. The enthusiasm usually lasts until the first roadblock. This can lead to discouragement and procrastination. But don't burn yourself out. Learning a language is a marathon, not a sprint. Don't try to learn it all at once. Break things down into more digestible chunks. Learning step by step might feel slow, but it's an efficient way to learn a language. With patience, motivation, and good resources, you'll master the language. Remember, you can't learn a language overnight, but with motivation and these daily lessons, you'll be on the road to fluency. Give it a try now. Sign up for your account. Just click the link in the description. Want to finally start speaking in your target language? In this guide, you'll discover the top 7 ways to practice speaking on your own with our lessons. Let's begin. Number 1, shadowing. Shadowing is a proven learning technique where all you do is repeat what you hear in order to practice speaking. So access any audio or video lesson on the site and press the play button to start. Then, as you listen or watch, just repeat the conversations. Or, even easier, read along out loud with the dialogue section. The script is right there in front of you. With our lessons, you can master entire conversations, just like that. Number 2, read out loud. I just mentioned it, but reading out loud is another powerful tactic and deserves its own mention. With every lesson, you get written transcripts and translations. So, as you play the lesson, read the dialogue out loud as you hear it. Why? By reading out loud, you're also practicing your speaking skills. You can do this with the lesson notes, the lesson transcript, or the dialogue tool. With the dialogue tool, you can listen to each line again and again, and repeat out loud until you master them all. Number 3, speed up your reading to speed up your speaking. Being able to speak without thinking is a sign of language mastery. If you're talking to a native and can respond quickly, they'll assume that you're fairly fluent. How can you do this? When you read out loud, try increasing your speed a little bit every time. So, start by reading with the dialogue tool. If you're like most learners, you'll read the first line slowly. That's because you're still getting used to the words, which is okay. Reread it. On your second try, you know most of the words, and you'll read a little faster. Reread it again. On your third try, you'll be even faster, at a native speaker's speed. And being able to read these phrases out loud and fast will help you speak fast. Number 4, record and compare yourself with native speakers. In order to sound like a native speaker, you must imitate native speakers. So here's how. Access the voice recorder, which is in the dialogue study tool in every lesson. Click on the microphone icon. Listen to the native speaker's audio, and then record yourself. You can then compare the 2 recordings side by side, and practice and try again and again until you perfect your pronunciation. Number 5, get feedback from our Premium Plus teacher. If you're learning by yourself and don't have access to real teachers, then you can always get feedback from our Premium Plus teachers. With the My Teacher tool, you can record yourself speaking and send the audio file to the teacher. They'll review it and tell you what to improve and how. That's it. Number 6, level up your speaking with Premium Plus assignments. With Premium Plus, you can also get assignments that cover reading, writing, listening, and even speaking from your teacher. These assignments can be tailored to your goals and needs. You get a new one every week, or anytime you're ready for a new one. Number 7, get even more lessons in the lesson library. If you want even more lessons on speaking and conversations, visit our lesson library and under Category, choose Conversation. You'll get all of the pathways and lessons that are focused on speaking. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share it with anyone who's trying to learn a language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. And if you're ready to finally learn language the fast, fun, and easy way, and start speaking from your very first lesson, get our complete learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Click the link in the description. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Ahoj, já jsem Veronika. Hi everybody, I am Veronika. Welcome to CzechClass101.com's Česky za 3 minuty. The fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Czech. In the last lesson, we learned how to be grateful to people by saying děkuju. In this lesson, you will learn some of the most common greetings used in the Czech Republic. Připraveni? Are you ready? Tak začneme. So let's start. The most common informal greeting is ahoj. Ahoj. Ahoj means hi or hello. We should only use this greeting with friends or relatives. The most common formal greetings will change depending on the time of day. Let's start with dobrý den. Dobrý den. Literally, dobrý den means good day. As a rule of thumb, we can use dobrý den only during the daytime, from late morning until early evening. In the morning, we say dobré ráno, which means good morning. Dobré ráno. During the evening, we say dobrý večer. Dobrý večer. Den, ráno, and večer are Czech for day, morning, and evening, respectively. Easy, right? Dobrý is the form of the adjective used in combination with masculine nouns, and dobré is the form we use with neuter nouns. It means good. What should you say when you leave? Czech people usually say na shledanou when leaving in a formal situation. Na shledanou. Na shledanou means goodbye. If we say goodbye to friends or our relatives, we use the informal word ahoj. Ahoj. Maybe you have already noticed, but informal hello and goodbye are the same in Czech. In both situations, we simply say ahoj. Now you can greet people in many different ways in Czech. Let's review them all again. First, the greetings. Informally, we simply say ahoj. Formally, use dobré ráno in the morning, dobrý den in the afternoon, and dobrý večer in the evening. When leaving in a formal situation, we say na shledanou. And in an informal situation, it's ahoj. It's easy, isn't it? Now it's time for Veronika's insights. You can also hear other greetings in the Czech Republic. For example, young people might use nazdar for hello when they meet each other. It is also very common to use the word čau for both hello and goodbye in informal situations. But I'm sure you could guess what it means if you happen to hear it in the streets. Ahoj! Ahoj, já jsem Veronika. Hi everybody, I am Veronika. Welcome to CzechClass101.com's Česky za 3 minuty, the fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Czech. In the last lesson, you learned how to talk about your plans. In this lesson, we are going to deal with the verb to be, in Czech, být. We will also discuss how to talk about your nationality. When you meet a new person in the Czech Republic, they might ask you, jaké jste národnosti, which is the equivalent of where do you come from. Let's break this down. Jaké means of what. Národnosti is nationality in genitive. Jste is a conjugated form of the to be verb být. Altogether it's jaké jste národnosti. Jaké jste národnosti. Answering this question is very easy. You just say jsem, which means I am, then your nationality. For example, jsem Američan. Jsem Američan. Just replace Američan with your own nationality. I am Spanish is jsem Španěl. I am Italian is jsem Ital. I am Chinese is jsem Číňan. Be careful because this is how you refer to your nationality if you are male. For the feminine form, you usually have to add ka at the end of the nationality. For example, if you are an American woman, you will say jsem Američanka. Spanish women say jsem Španělka. For Italian woman, it is jsem Italka. For Chinese woman, it is jsem Číňanka, and so on. To return the question, you can simply say a vy, which is and you in a polite way. Now it's time for Veronica's insights. If the male form of your nationality ends with an ec, like for example Brazilec, meaning Brazilian, or Japonec, meaning Japanese, you have to remove the ec ending if you want to make a feminine version. So if you want to say Brazilian woman, you take Brazilec, remove the ec, so it becomes Brazil, and then you add the ka to it, Brazilka. Or for Japanese, the female version is Japonka. In this lesson, you learned how to talk about nationalities. Ahoj! Ahoj, já jsem Veronika. Hi everybody, I am Veronika. Welcome to CzechClass101.com's Česky za 3 minuty, the fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Czech. In the last lesson, you learned how to use the verbs jet and jít, which mean to go in Czech. In this lesson, we will continue our lesson series dedicated to very common Czech verbs. The second verb in our series is dělat, which means to do. But as in English, you will see that the meaning of this verb is quite broad and it can be found in many different situations. So imagine someone asks you, co děláš? That means, what are you doing, in an informal form. So if you are doing your homework, for example, you will say, dělám domácí úkoly. Dělám domácí úkoly. So let's break down this answer. First we had dělám, which is I am doing. It is the first person form of the verb dělat, which is to do in present indicative tense. Finally, we had domácí úkoly, which is an adjective with a noun in plural accusative, and together they mean homework. Note that in Czech you can use the present indicative to say that you are doing something right now. For example, if someone asks you to come and give him a hand, but you are making dinner, you can say promiň, teď dělám večeři, which means sorry, I am making dinner right now. Here we are using the present indicative. So now let's have a broader look at what can you say with this verb dělat in Czech. Basically, it is close to the most useful verb in Czech since you say almost everything with it. It can mean to prepare as we just saw before, but it can also stand for to practice, as in dělám karate, which is I am practicing karate. Sometimes it can also stand for to work, as in dělám účetnictví, which is I am working in accounting. It can also replace a lot of other verbs. For example, dělám pořádek, which is I'm tidying up. This verb can also express the verb to make or to create in English, as in dělám sochy, which is I make sculptures. Now it's time for Veronica's Insights. In Czech we often say, co budeme dělat dneska večer, which means what are we going to do tonight. For example, if you are with some friends and you haven't decided your plans yet, you can ask it. It will sound very natural. Co budeme dělat dneska večer? In this lesson you learned how to use the verb dělat in many different contexts, and I'm sure it will help you a lot. I will be waiting for you in the next Česky za 3 minuty lesson. Ahoj!
Today we're going to talk about 4 techniques to help you stop translating in your head and instead start thinking in your target language. This will allow you to have conversations with ease, read smoothly, and better understand native speakers. These are 4 methods to help you think in a new language. Number 1, surround yourself with your target language. This way, you'll be completely immersed in the language. Without realizing it, you'll learn pronunciation, sentence structures, grammar, and new vocabulary. Play music in the background while you're cooking, or have a radio station on while you study. Just use one of our endless podcasts available to you. These are easy to listen to in the background while doing other things. Number 2, learn through observation. This is how we all learned our native languages as kids. Words will develop their own meanings that relate better to your target language, rather than meanings that are translated directly. Number 3, speak out loud to yourself. Even if you're a little embarrassed, it forces you to listen to how you speak. It makes it much easier to spot simple grammar mistakes. Number 4, practice daily. If you practice everything for only one day, you won't retain the information you learned. The brain can realistically only focus for about 30 minutes. So studying a little every day allows you to absorb better. Follow these steps and have patience. You'll soon be able to achieve your language learning goals. Just make sure to remember these 4 methods. Sign up for your free lifetime account. No credit card required, and you'll get the best free online resources. And start learning more every day.
Já jsem Tom.
Já jsem Mary.
Těší mě.
Také mě těší.
Ahoj,
Ahoj.
jak se máš?
Děkuju, dobře.
Abduction.
Acropolis.
Afghanistan.
Afrika. Afrika.
Ajanta Caves.
Albania.
Algeria.
Alžírsko. Alžírsko.
Allah.
Altamira Cave. Ambassador. Andorra. Angkor Wat. Angola.
Anniversary.
Výročí. Výročí.
Archaeological ruins at Mohenjo-daro. Archaeological site of Troy.
Argentina.
Argentina. Argentina.
Armenia.
Army.
Armáda. Armáda.
Art.
Umění. Umění. Asie. Asie.
Australia.
Austrálie. Austrálie.
Austria.
Rakousko. Rakousko.
Azerbaijan. Baby's first birthday. Bahrain. Bale. Bali.
Ballot.
Hlasovací lístek. Hlasovací lístek.
Bangladesh.
Baptism.
Barbados. Basilica of San Francesco. Be promoted.
Být povýšen. Být povýšen.
Bear a child. Behavior. Belarus.
Belgium.
Belgie. Belgie.
Belief. Bible.
Bible. Bible.
Birthday. Narozeniny. Narozeniny.
Birthday cake.
Narozeninový dort. Narozeninový dort.
Bolivia. Borobudur Temple compounds.
Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Bosna a Hercegovina. Bosna a Hercegovina.
Bouquet.
Kytice. Kytice.
Brazil.
Brazílie. Brazílie.
Bride. Nevěsta. Nevěsta.
Bridesmaid.
Družička. Družička.
Brunei.
Buddha.
Buddhism.
Buddhismus. Buddhismus.
Buddhist memorial service. Bulgaria.
Buy a home.
Cambodia.
Cameroon.
Kamerun. Kamerun.
Canada.
Kanada. Kanada.
Candidate.
Kandidát. Kandidát.
Catholic.
Katolík. Katolík.
Catholicism.
Katolicismus. Katolicismus.
Central America.
Střední Amerika. Střední Amerika.
Ceremony.
Obřad. Obřad.
Chad. Chant a sutra.
Chichen Itza.
Chile.
Chile. Chile.
China.
Čína. Čína.
Christ the Redeemer.
Christianity.
Křesťanství. Křesťanství.
Church.
Kostel. Kostel.
Civil law. Coffin.
Rakev. Rakev.
Colosseum.
Colombia.
Kolumbie. Kolumbie.
Community.
Confucianism.
Confucius.
Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Czech ebook before it's gone.